Hawkeye then, because it premiered on Disney Plus Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Holiday season has arrived with your favorite Avenger, Hawkeye. And man, I've seen a lot of really positive reviews for this show. It's the first two episodes I think are a lot more a Haley Steinfeld showcase than a Jeremy Renner showcase for sure. I think there's also some things about the show I'm looking forward to. But do you agree with the critical reception so far that this seems to be a win, for Disney Plus?
Yeah, I guess that's a great question in terms of how you quantify a win, right?
Mm.
Uh, it's another Marvel MCU show on Disney Plus. Seems to be solid enough. To most people, that seems to be good enough as well, you know? So I was perfectly entertained the whole time. I don't know if I was wowed at any point, and I don't really expect to be wowed either, because we've seen a few of these at this point. So as long as I'm just enjoying it, that's kind of good enough for me. And I think this has a lot less plot ambition, thematic ambition than Falcon and the Winter Soldier did. So I think I'm more likely to be satisfied at the end with this lower stakes holiday in New York setting. I don't think it's like anything special. I thought WandaVision and Loki are clearly a step above this.
Yeah, I definitely think Loki and WandaVision are a step above this. This feels like you said. I think more in the Winter Soldier realm. Although I think it has some more interesting elements to me. It's funny because one of them we didn't even see in this, so I'm very, I guess I'll just say Florence Pugh. If you watch the end credit scenes of um, Black Widow,
Right.
is most likely coming after Hawkeye in some sense. So there's probably a very good chance she's going to be showing up in this, and I am excited to see Florence Pugh on TV again or on streaming now, doing whatever she's going to be doing with it with her character Yelena.
Correct.
She's, I guess, the new Black Widow now. Um, I also think just watching Tony Dalton be super charming and villainous is always a win. We loved him on Better Call Saul, and he's just bringing the schmarm, dude. Like he is just absolutely chewing every scene to a pulp, and it was just a pleasure to watch him. So I like him more than almost anything we saw in Winter Soldier for sure.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I love Tony Dalton. I love this look for him as well, really cashing in on the critical cachet he justly received for Better Call Saul and will receive with the forthcoming final season as well. Very excited about that. Um, yeah, if anything, I thought like this setting, grounding this in New York around the holidays, it definitely felt like New York City, which is nice. I like how Kate Bishop's family with her mom, Vera Farmiga's character. Uh, I really liked how that all worked. She definitely felt like an affluent New York City socialite type person. I like that. Um, I guess for me, and I totally agree about looking forward to seeing Florence Pugh really in anything, but especially in this because she definitely stole the show in Black Widow. So that's all cool. And on the other hand, like you can't help but feel like this is just one of those like 6-hour movie type deals, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't know how much like plot there really is to get in here, and it's definitely not a show that has the ambition as a TV show first, the way WandaVision did. So it's really just chilling, right? And if anything, it's not even a backdoor, just kind of a straight up pilot and introduction to Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop character, which I assume will become a anchor for the MCU to come. As the old guard leaves for this, growing new class of heroes. So in that regard, it's nice enough, and I think because Steinfeld's performance as Kate is really nice. Honestly, like I think she's has a great energy and precociousness. Like it seems to be working so far. I like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. But yeah, I mean, like plot wise, like we're not going to be wowed, I don't think, by the plot, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah, well, I think to your point, it really is it's a show that has maybe like an hour to hour and a half of plot in it, but they're gonna fill it in with little side quests like going to a LARPing event and having Clint have to be taken down by the like head LARPer there, which I thought was pretty interesting. And silly for sure, and definitely enjoyed the silliness I think that shown through in a lot of these, whether it's the henchmen and their dumb lines or their idiocy, or Clinton uh Kate's back and forth and one liners, I think also were really well. Like we said, Tony Dalton just kind of being himself. He kind of brings like a charm and an essence, and a little bit of humor to his roles. So there's definitely a lot. There's enough to like here to keep me interested, I would say. I just I guess I'm just wondering, if are they gonna kill off Renner, like Barton? Are they gonna? Is that the plan here, to eventually kill him off? Because I
It's a
mean,
great question. They've killed off two old guard people thus far, in Downey and Johansson. So I'd probably bet against it, but I don't know.
I mean, Steve Rogers was kind of killed off.
Yeah,
He's an old
effectively,
man now, you know. I
right? And we
don't
know we're
know.
getting Ruffalo in the She-Hulk show, so maybe it's a blueprint to come, right? Out with the old, in with the
Yeah.
new kind of thing on TV. I guess remains to be seen. But yeah, I mean, like this it's just very Marvel-y, right? Like the humor, the action, everything's quite familiar, and that's why I think it's like it's totally fine, it's totally fun, it's good enough, But
Mhm.
like we've been awfully saturated with Marvel in 2021,
And
And
there's
I'm
still
very
more to
positive on
come.
the first two movies anyway. The shows I
Mhm.
think have been maybe the ambition of the shows hasn't been there yet for me overall. WandaVision had the ambition, didn't execute it at the end, but
I think Loki had the ambition too.
yeah, yeah, I think Loki definitely has the potential too. They've already obviously confirmed that season two. This again feels like awfully small stakes. You know what? Cool, it's fine.
Yeah. This is basically like, let's get Haley Steinfeld in here. Like,
Yeah,
basically just passing of the torch type stuff.
and
You know,
it's been inspired or taking inspiration from the Matt Fraction Hawkeye comic run, which was so lauded, like 10 years ago or so. But again, like I just don't think the MCU storytelling ambition is there to like transcend. Right? We're really just setting up Kate, so it's fine.
yeah. Um, just wanted to, bring up real quick. Last night, tickets went on sale for Spider-Man: No Way Home, and pretty much crashed all the ticket websites when they first opened. If you're in a major city, most likely to get tickets the first night is going to be quite hard for you at your local theater. The thirst for Marvel and MCU content is there. We're also not going to be getting confirmed. Sony and Disney came to an agreement, so we'll be getting another Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. So they're really banking on him as like the center, I think, of the Avengers moving forward. Him and uh, Strange, seem to be really set up to be
Yeah,
playing those lead roles of Steve Rogers and
I'm
Iron Man
less
from the
confident in
original.
Strange being an anchor, honestly.
Really, because it feels almost to me like he's been put at the center of all of this next phase. His like ties to the multiverse, which seems like where they're going and leaning into with pretty much everything, especially with King the Conqueror definitely being there.
Uh
It
huh.
feels like he's got to be a part of it some way.
Yeah, perhaps. He just doesn't seem like one of like the anchors moving forward. I feel like that's more of a lot of these new people, right? Shang Chi, Florence Pugh, Haley Steinfeld, She Hulk, forthcoming. You know, it'd be interesting to see how they thread that needle. And it's funny to hear this announcement of more Spider-Man films from Amy Pascal. I'm not surprised that Sony wants to continue the relationship, but wasn't too long ago where Tom Holland's like, if I'm playing Spider-Man still after I'm turned 30, I did something wrong. So I think they're gonna have to really back up the Brinks truck for Holland to sign back up for more of these. He hasn't signed up yet. So uh, by the other hand, like you said, there's such an appetite for Spider-Man, which makes complete sense. Spider-Man is the
Yep.
most popular Marvel character, has been the most popular Marvel character. Um, this
They will
movie,
back up
the
the
trailer
Brinks truck
was,
for him.
yeah, the trailer was so widely received, so I'm not
Mhm.
surprised. And Holland, it's not like he's done too much with his limited opportunity outside the MCU, right? We didn't love Chaos Walking, didn't love Cherry. We probably won't love Uncharted. On the other hand, I
Keep
respect his
cashing them
desire.
checks.
Yeah, I
Just do it,
respect his
Tom.
desire to diversify his career, though.
Uh, Tom, just do it what you're good at, man. He's by far the best Spider-Man we've had, in my opinion. So just keep doing it, man. You're crushing it. But yeah, it's there's a lot of interesting subplots with it moving forward. It just feels like it's an unstoppable force, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to be the thing to really be the first major stumbling block. I mean, you would think with the TV shows, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not that great. Eternals just came out and we're big, critically panned, although still did pretty okay at the box office. And then
Not as good
Spider-Man,
as
the
the other
moment it
two, though.
drops, it just
Yeah,
sells out though. It's
yeah,
it just feels like it's unstoppable at this point. I don't know.
yeah. The Eternals,
Anyways,
the Eternals' lack of relative success compared to everything else is interesting, but they've so rarely missed like that you know that might just affect future Eternals plans more than anything else. So, I mean,
good
yeah,
point.
what do you expect, man? It's Marvel. I'm sure Doctor Strange too. You have to imagine will do big business in May, given the WandaVision setup, the Spider-Man No Way Home setup, and all that. Right?
Right.
Yeah, man. Marvel does their thing. It's what it is, to quote Joe Pesci.